kwa mambo ya IG, nilishangashwa sana na watu ambao walikuwa wanasema IG hadi ajiusulu kwa sababu alisalimia watu kwa Nyeri. Kwanza wacha tuseme ya kwamba polisi sio kazi ya kukaa kwa Ivory Towers na kukaa Nairobi. Kazi ya polisi ni kukaa kwa jamii na kukua pale penye wananchi wako, asikilize maoni ya wananchi na asaidie kusuluhisha hiyo maneno. Kwa hivyo IG ya polisi kwanza alikuwa kwa mkutano ya rais ambaye ni commander in chief. Hakuwa katika mkutano ya kisiasa, alikuwa katika mkutano ya maendeleo, na alikuwa pale na rais kama vile anaweza kuwa mahali popote na mimi, kusikiliza maoni ya wananchi na kuona ni jinsi gani tunaweza kusuluhisha zile shida wananchi wanapitia katika sehemu hiyo. Alikuwa pia pale na kwa sehemu zingine kufungua police station na pamoja na rais. Uliona rais alienda kufungua police station zingine na kufungulia police facilities kwa safari yake. So tukubaliane kwanza, niliona Law Society of Kenya wakisema ajiuzulu. Nikajiuliza ajiuzulu kwa sababu amefanya makosa gani? Kwa sababu amekuwa na rais, amekuwa na mawaziri. Hata it was possible kama IG angeenda ningeenda, ama tungeenda pamoja na IG. Sasa mngesema IG ajiuzulu kwa sababu tulikuwa pale. Kuwa na rais ambaye ameenda kufungua miradi ya kiserikali sio makosa. Lakini pia kuwa na opposition leaders sio makosa. IG juzi alienda iftar pale Isli na community na akaenda kufanya iftar pamoja. Sasa utasema ujiuzulu kwa sababu umesanyana na wananchi. IG amekuwa na mimi kwa mikutano za kijamii huko nje kuongelesha wananchi. Watasema ujiuzulu. Haya, na kama sio IG na regional police commander akikuwa hapo na rais, utasema ajiuzulu. I think let me say this in English. I found it very contradictory that the IG of police being together with the president on her government program and to make sure that we deliver on government services, he's supposed to be acted in a biased manner. Then where is the police chief supposed to be? He's not supposed to be where the president is on a development tour. Then who's supposed to be there? And what was going to be the difference? If the police chief is not there and the regional police commander is there, was it going to be less better? If the regional police commander was not there and our OCS was there with the president, were you going to say that the OCS should resign? The fact that is that we live and work in a community, and some of our work that we do, we find ourselves in a place where you work with the president, you work with the minister, you work with the government, and there is no IG works with an opposition only. The IG works with government, and it's the government that has the policy, that has the development programs. The day the president will go for his campaign, the IG also can easily be in the president's campaign, but only to provide security, not to address. But when the president has gone for development and the IG says hi, he never asks for votes, he never said anybody should support the president. Nobody even knows whether he supports or he doesn't support. That is his personal choice. What he did was to say hi to the people and tell them that, are you happy? Are you happy that the president is here? Are you happy with the work we are doing as police officers? I think let's not become extremely reactionary as a country, and let's not become also unnecessarily irritable on things that basically are non-issues and blow it out of proportion. The IG should be everywhere the president is, if possible. It's just because it's this busy schedule, and sometimes the president will go to deputy IG, or sometimes the president will go regional commander. There's nothing that stops the president to go all over the country with the IG, except for the fact that the IG is busy, has a very busy schedule, and delegates that responsibility to a junior officer.
Yes. The president announced that no citizen in this country should find it hard to access identification documents. But we are having challenges. Kenyans are still facing challenges. For example, Mombasa residents. Someone is coming from the northeastern counties or Nairobi counties. The person is forced to go back to their home country, yet they are residing in Mombasa just to apply for the identification document. On the same, we have urban refugees who have all the critical documents they're supposed to have from the Department of Refugee Services, DRS, and they're complaining they cannot access any services despite being in the country for more than 2 decades. This includes accessing bank accounts. This includes buying Safaricom lines. Maybe in your ministry, are you aware of this and what are you doing about it? My second question is about what's the state of the security roads government is building to combat banditry in the north? Thank you.
Very, very good questions. On the IDs, as you know, the president gave clear direction that you get an ID where you are, as long as the chief knows you, and as long as you can fill the form with your parents having signed the right place for everybody. And it's not special for people who come from certain regions. Because in the past, if you came from the northeastern, for example, and border counties, Lunga Lunga, and other places like Olili, you go to Namanga, or all the way to Hispania, or Busia, or West Pokot in Alale and other places, you had challenges getting documentation because you are coming from a border area. And it was more exaggerated on the parts of northeastern. That's where the problem was even bigger. And so the president said, no citizen should be treated different from the other. If you live in Olili, or somewhere in Hispania, or in Busia, or somewhere in Todonyang, should not be punished by virtue of being around the border of our country. In any case, you're already suffering the consequence of protecting the country because you are at the border. You cannot also be punished twice by being denied your right as a citizen just because your location is close to another country. And so rightfully the president removed all those extra vetting requirements. And so the chief now will just endorse your document. Your parents feel the chief endorse. If you are, street families, for example, who do not have their parents, then there is a mechanism that we work with the Department of Registration of Persons to make sure that also those people can get IDs and they can get services. Now, if practically mambo kwa ground, yeah, two or so months down the line, you still have cases like you've told me here in Mombasa, where someone who is a resident is being told, no, you can't get an ID here. I like such a case to be either reported to me or reported to the relevant institutions, because we want to deal with those cases, because those are people who are still living in the past. But to be very honest, today I was in Majengo in Vita for the mobile registration program, and it was moving very smoothly. I expected that to be in the minimal, but also some people who are still working with us perhaps are still having the old mentality. They have not adjusted themselves, and maybe it's taking time for them to do so. But we would like those cases be reported. And now that you are in the media, so those reported cases should also be reported in the media, so that we expose them. We expose the people who are not following the law. The law is very clear, people to be served where they are. And we are not apologetic about it, despite the propaganda that people put that, oh, this is being done or to get votes and to do what. There is nothing about votes. This is a right. I don't know whether someone will vote for government or not, but they have a right. And this right is not limited to the term of President William Ruto. This is a right that should last the next 100, 200 years for as long as Kenya is existing as a nation. On the question of refugees, that's a very good question. It is true that the current refugee ID do not give them the ability to open bank accounts or to get a SIM card. So part of the things, I am aware about that, because part of the things we are doing recently, you saw us launching Ushirika plan, which was pushing for further integration of the refugees. And one of the reasons was to make sure that the refugee ID is recognized by central bank as an important document for purpose of opening bank, and as a document that can allow, we are trying to do legal reforms so that becomes a document also that can enable a refugee to get a SIM card so that they can do mobile transaction, and therefore enable them to be visible in the society, but also at the same time to do business and contribute to the economy, because a number of them are capable of taking care of themselves, and they have been locked out for many years because of failure to integrate them financially. So that is a process that is ongoing. We hope that that will succeed soon. And finally, I think security roads. Almost every road that is in these security-prone areas is a security road. For example, the road of Isiolo, Modogashe, Wajir, all the way Samatar to Katulo to Madera. All that very beautiful road that everybody thinks about it is a very important road for our security. And so the need to continue this construction of tarmac roads will help us to scale down other security challenges that we have in the country. And you know, the other road that when we came to government, and I was in that ministry then, which was Maram, is the Lamu-Ijara. But now you know it's being tarmacked and the progress is ongoing. Hopefully soon that road will be fully tarmacked, and you know, from also Garissa to Karbatula to Isiolo is also earmarked for tarmacking. So all that area should be able to enable us to have better security operations. We have the same challenge in Kerio Valley region, especially around Samburu. If I may use this opportunity to say this, that if you look at the areas that we still have serious security challenge now, is around Samburu East, a place called Mukokodo Forest. That is where so many attackers are still hiding themselves so that they attack like Kipia and Meru. And sadly today we lost 3 NPR officers because of those attackers from that corner who have, and that area has become a safe haven for criminals. And the same for Samburu itself, particularly their border with Tiati constituency, because of infrastructure problems. And then some parts of Tiatich and Elgeyo Marakwet again, where today one person was attacked. So those are the areas, and some place of Baringo North and Tiatich also. And if you look at the factor that is perpetuating this behavior, infrastructure development and access remains the biggest problem, because these attackers come in and they go to hiding in areas that are inaccessible. So our proposal, and I say this in Bunge the other day, is that if we want to have lasting solution on matters security, we have to invest more in infrastructure development to open up the area, build the schools, and have water projects around the area, even if it's boreholes, to make sure that there is accessibility in terms of service delivery, so that these areas that are prone to banditry are going to be opened up, and it will be easy for us to have security operations, but also people will embrace development and forfeit the gun, because they can see that they are part and parcel of our country.